Side throwing those quick outs.
Don't forget Brian Blades. He caught that pass on 4th and 6. It takes 2 to make the first down. And a big play. Testaverde throws. It is complete at the 5-yard line to Michael Irvin. Henderson wrestles him down at the 5. It'll be second down goal to go. The score 14-10. Forget about the field goal. The margin is 4. By the way, Brian Blades 5 reception, 81 yards, and the key reception of the ball game back at 4th and 6. Here's Testaverde. Looks right, and he is brought down. Tim Johnson got it. 4 sacks for Penn State. And Miami takes a timeout. They have 1 left.
Testaverde wanted to go to the right to that quick out one more time, but the defensive back has the end of the end zone to help him out there. Testaverde could not throw the football, and it's Tim Johnson, number 55, with the sack. Quick timeout on the part of Testaverde. Heads the play with just 25 seconds left.
Timeouts remaining, and the time remaining in the battle for the national championship. Bratton scored first for Miami from a yard out. Schaefer then scored from a yard out, capping a 74-yard drive for Penn State. Mark Seelig with a 38-yard field goal, then Dozier from 6 yards out. And that followed the Conlon interception that set up that touchdown. And by the way, Bill Hawkins' interception set up the Miami drive. So it is 14-10, and the countdown continues. Conlon stays in, 13-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Incomplete. Incomplete. Fourth down. National championship. There is a flag down at the 11-yard line. There are 9 seconds remaining. The penalty against Penn State takes the ball back to the 5 on a personal foul. Spinning the distance to the goal line. It's official. The Penn State Nittany Lions are the national champions. John Schaefer's record as a starting quarterback since the 7th grade is now 66-1. And Joe Paterno has won his 199th game. You could talk about numbers for the next week, but there's only one that counts, and that's number 1.
It's an incredible football game by both teams, though. Storybook season for the University of Miami, coming in at 11-0, registering the first undefeated season, the regular year on the part of the University of Miami. And now Penn State will undoubtedly be crowned the national champion.
Offensive guard for Penn State, Dan Morgan, at 6'6", 272 pounds. Every time we saw him this week, he said, say something about the offensive line. Say something about the offensive line. They were magnificent. Penn State was magnificent. And I think the Canes were also. It's just the way that it ought to be. It came down to the last minute of play for the national title. And Vinny Testaverde back at 4th and 6. And it could have been over several minutes ago.
Well, he showed a great deal of character as well, yeah. Bob, with 4th and 6, as you mentioned, throwing the football out to Blades and then getting the first down and giving his team an opportunity to win the football game, and that's what he had to do, Bob.
I think you have to give credit to Joe Paterno and his staff for doing an outstanding job of shutting down Testaverde and winning the national championship.
Let's go down to Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, we're here with Shane Dunn. Shane, you guys, you play, that's the way you win a national championship, right out there on the field.
Oh, exactly. They were talking about our defensive backs being too short. Man, they didn't want to catch the ball. They just came up and rocked them. That's the key to the game. They didn't want to catch the ball.
You guys wanted to go out and punish them, but it seems to me you kept them in 3rd and long all the time. How'd you do that?
It's just a great effort by our front people. Just a great effort by the whole team. I mean, we knew we could beat them. We had in our minds we could beat them all along, and we just took off and did it.
All right, it's good. Coach Paterno, Coach. Congratulations, Coach. I just told Shane. Where are we here? All right, I just told Shane, this is the way you win a national championship out on the field.
Well, I always hoped you would that way. I think our kids played a great game. They beat a great football team tonight. I think our defense played about as great a college football game as I've ever seen.
They were so persistent, they just destroyed the passing ribbon of mine.
Well, I think our defensive coaches did a super job getting the kids ready. And I came up with the big plays. They've done that now for 2 years. They're a great bunch of kids.
You've won a lot of big games, but this is the biggest one.
Well, it's one of the biggest ones, certainly. We've had a lot of luck in our life, and I have been fortunate to be around a lot of great young people and great coaches. And I just thank the good Lord for everything he's given me.
All right, congratulations, Coach. You guys are #1.
Well, I think so.
All right, back up to Bob Costas.
Ahmad, thank you very much. As we pointed out at the very beginning of the game, a year ago at the Orange Bowl, it was there for Joe Paterno and the Nittany Lions against Oklahoma. The Sooners beat them, and they became the national champions. A second chance exactly a year later, and Penn State capitalizes, upsetting Miami, which had been a touchdown favorite. The Nittany Lions have a second national championship. You remember they got one a few years ago with a Sugar Bowl victory to climax a big season with a win over Georgia that gave them the national championship on that occasion. This is the 100th season of Penn State football, and they celebrate that century of excellence with a national title tonight. Vinny Testaverde unofficially threw for 285 yards, but of course he had the 5 interceptions among 7 Miami turnovers. What do they say about Schaefer? All he does is win. 66-1 since the 7th grade. Only the Orange Bowl loss last year against Oklahoma. Schaefer was just 5 of 16 for 53 yards, had 1 intercepted, but he comes out on the winning side. Penn State with the national championship, 14-10. We'll be back with more from Tempe, Arizona in just a moment.